Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Whew, we need to talk. Anyway, Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, post market wrap up here. I am not going to lie. I wanted to pull the trigger today so badly. Oh, yeah, especially in light of this. Look at the VIX up 40%, over 40%, the volatility index, or the fear gauge. When there's fear, when there's blood in the water, that's when you buy. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but I didn't do it. I know I would not blame a single one of you out here if you got in here and bought the dip. I mean, look, man, we just had record highs for the Dow back to back recently. Okay, whatever. We're not far off of anything. But again, look, this morning during my pre-market escapade there, look, I am no rocket scientist at all. Believe me on this one, Mitch. Thanks. This is what we're seeing. Well, there's a couple of things in play here. Again, we were in this early September. If you look back on the market, generally is weak. Okay, I'm not saying anyone should be shorting here. Okay, in my opinion, you got to be nuts. Okay, but whatever. You do what you want. All of you are big boys and big girls. The trend here, I mean, no, one day doesn't make a trend. We just hit a couple of record highs here. Fear is what drove this market, reflected obviously in the fear gauge, and that really this is why I wanted to buy, but I didn't. But again, those of you that did, you're good here. Okay, I'm just waiting. I think it's very possible there's going to be even more opportunity moving forward. Let's see now what happened over the weekend with the Middle East war expanding, with the Russia-Ukraine war expanding, and this too. Let me show you something that spooks the market a little bit. A headline like that, the use of possible tactical nukes. The market would hate this. Okay, all this played into the market getting hit today. Seasonality. This economic news that we got. I mean, look, we'll talk about that in a moment, what they're allowing us to know. And it's no surprise to anybody. But when you have this, the market always reacts. You overreacts to things. You all know that. So expanding war, more death, more pain, more suffering, more cost for funding for war. Zelensky out here begging for more funding from the United States, which he'll get, of course. Israel as well, more weaponry. It's not going to stop. So seasonality, expanding war, all this stuff here, and of course the free fall economy a little bit. Let's talk about that. Just going back to seasonality. So this was a headline for Market Watch here. I still am going to wait. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to wait. Anyway. Thanks again, Mitch. But this is the economic news that we got today. So U.S. manufacturers remain mired in a slump. People, it's not just a slump. This is contraction. As a matter of fact, let me see here. A key barometer of U.S. factory was negative for the fifth straight month, signaling manufacturing side of the economy is in a deep slump. The Institute for Supply Management, the ISM index, came in at 47.2. Numbers below 50 represent contraction in the manufacturing sector, thus raising the specter of profitability. Okay, look, we don't make anything. We've become an import nation. You all know that. Henceforth, why? Is it a miracle or by whatever that we're not seeing? No one wants our products anywhere around the world. The United States is the laughing stock of the planet. We've been the laughing stock of the planet for quite a long time at this point, unfortunately. Charles, thank you. No respect anywhere, and that's just the way it works, unfortunately. It's a clown show, and then the rest of the world is laughing at us. XRP Plumbing, thank you too. Anyway, so this rattled the markets on top of war, expanding war, and everything else they want, and seasonality, of course, here. So let's talk a little bit more on the economy. So U.S. construction spending falls more than expected. It came in 300% higher than expected, by the way. You're not supposed to know that. We're just dead in the water. And this is a phenomenon around the world. Here's this one for you. July sees record central bank gold acquisition since January. Okay. Goldman Sachs telling its clients now to go for gold like metals amid geopolitical risk and rate cuts. Because what does rate cuts mean? Rate cuts, the promises that we're getting from Kamala, whatever you want to call her, and the big T on the other side, promising you the same thing. We promise. We both promise you the same thing. Oh, yeah, we're going to promise you lower rates. That means a weaker currency ain't going to help you. But that's besides the point. So the dollar devaluation on a grand scale, really, who's been saying that since forever? How about you and me? Artificially suppressed rates, distortions across the spectrum of asset classes. Nothing makes sense anymore. You all know that. Pat 85, thank you. So another mega bank telling people to buy gold. Be like them. The investment banks, buy gold. Central banks, buying gold. The real big will. Real big will. Thank you. Now, a couple of other things I want to talk about with you. So this guy is pretty good, all right? And then I don't know how many of you follow this guy. Tom Lee's pretty good. Honestly, he's been correct way more than he's been wrong. Now he sees a correction here. Now it's interesting. Well, look how this is worded. Tom Lee, who's been correctly bullish, like you and me, duh. Okay, he's saying being cautious. Let me explain this to you about a 7 to 10% drop in the market. That's bullish in itself. We've gone virtually again straight up. Last month, we were supposed to have some seasonal volatility. We got nothing except for 2 days of a flash crash, which was a buying opportunity. Today was probably a buying opportunity as well. Did I miss it? I guess we'll see. Doesn't matter. I'm way long this market, as all of you are. I intend to buy more. I just am waiting. I like to stick to my plan. Unless something monumental comes along, and of course, I would share that with all of you, to change my perspective. It would take a lot to change my perspective here. Absolutely. Big T and Kamala aren't the same. Really? Is that why they're pushing the same economic agenda with trickle-down economics? Because it helped you just so much? Duh. You can't be that stupid. Someone cannot possibly write that comment and be that stupid. It's impossible. Not calling you stupid, but you're not seeing what's going on, and that's okay. You're blinded. They're both on the same page with crypto. The crypto king with his lightning bolt, and now we have the crypto queen with whatever she's got over there. So anyway, this would be amazing. Okay, I would love to see this. My Lions would love to see this. The market needs to drop. We need a correction. We don't get it anymore. Are we going to see this? Tom Lee says yes. We'll see. Tom, I hope you're right here. I would love to see it. It would be just absolutely beautiful. So let's just put a little more of this into perspective here. If we understand that both Trump and Kamala are calling for the same thing, despite what you might hear here in the comments. These people are deluded, some of them. Okay. They're promising you the same thing. They're promising to make the Fed stronger, monumentally stronger, because you know how this works. Every dollar in this case for the Fed, it's the same for every central bank, that a world leader calls for their central bank to create out of nothing. Remember, they don't have a printing press. Presidents do not have one, but they can sure as heck work with the Fed in this case to allow the Fed to inflate, which is their goal. Who helped the Fed inflate? Who out of the last 3 presidents here, who helped the Fed inflate the most? Who made the Fed the strongest out of the last 3? Duh. Yeah, the big T did that. Yeah, he did. He did it. I tried to give him credit for the $3.6 trillion he allowed the Fed to pull into the system via the scamdemic and warp speed vaccines, but he wants credit for it. He's now saying he's not getting enough credit, so now he owns it all. Mitch, thanks again. Automotive professionals, wow, thank you. They want slaves, exactly, and weak people, brain dead. They want people locked in their little compartments, unable to think. And you see what people are doing here, 900 Octane Hero. They know the truth here. They know the truth, but they can't say it. They're cowards. They can't say, you know what, we know what's going on, because again, it's a fight between whatever they think it is. It's a uniparty. You all know that. They're leading us to our destruction, period. It will not matter whatsoever who gets behind the resolute desk. They're going to make sure the Fed gets even more powerful than they are now. And the Fed is already at the pinnacle of power. Central banks around the world, collectively, they are the government. They run it all. They run the monetary system, the markets, everything. It's them. All this other stuff is just a way to keep people split. divided, hatred, disunity. You understand? All the stuff that they can do so they can win, period. And that's kind of where we're at. But with regard to currency devaluation, you know where we're going with this. It's just going to get out of control. That means you're going to suffer more. Of course, this means currency. I want to put something into perspective. I did an interview today with Dunnigan. You know this guy's great. Anyway, Liberty and Finance. And we were talking about the phenomenon of the economy contracting here in the United States, manufacturing falling off a cliff, factory activity, it's over, we're dead. A worldwide phenomenon while central banks continue to inflate the money supply. This mechanism, again, the more that they print, the more that devalues the currency, though the more they have to print. This is what their goal is. Automotive professionals, thank you. Yeah, exactly. But you understand? So this mechanism here, and especially now with both Kamala and Trump saying the same thing, promising lower rates, promising, you don't understand what this means for a central bank. When they hear those words, they become multi-orgasmic. They're walking around the halls of the Federal Reserve having to swap out their undergarments several times a day because nothing makes a central bank happier than that. Understanding that they will be more powerful than they are now, creating slaves to the system, dependency on the system. You understand all that? That's what's going on here. Let me just, I want to cover something else just real quick. This is a poll that I ran recently. What did I write here? Oh, yeah. Tech will benefit. Let me just read this to you first. As the Fed announces they're cutting rates. They're already in here right now anyway. Just be aware of that. Tech got hit the hardest today. You had all the major indices lower. Okay, whatever. VIX spiking over 40%. Silver falling under pressure. Crude oil falling under pressure, which was interesting, being that we have expanding war. But we'll see how that plays out. It's not going to last. Energy, commodities, that's where you need to be. Cryptocurrencies under pressure as well. This is all, of course, this stuff moves around here. But anyway, look, this is what I wanted to talk about, this poll. So I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to tell you where I stand on this. So I wrote Lions. Trump is saying that he would be open to having Elon Musk in some kind of advisory role with his administration. Now, I wrote, is this something that you view as positive or negative? 62% of you, 62% believe that Trump having Elon Musk in some kind of an advisory role would be a positive thing. That was 62% out of over 1,500 votes. 38% believe this is a negative, and they say they do not trust Elon Musk. I must admit that I am in that camp. I do not see Elon Musk as a positive. I see him as a negative. He hits me the wrong way with his Neuralinks and everything else he's talking about right now. All these government contracts and everything else. I mean, look, I'm not even going to go there, but I am with you, the 38% that do not trust Elon Musk. I don't trust the guy. All right. Anyway, I thought this was a very interesting poll. So anyway, with that said, people, look, what we're seeing here, it doesn't change anything for you and I at all. We're going to continue what we're doing. Thank you, Abe. You're awesome. And that's the beauty of it. It took a lot of self-control on my part. Honestly, you don't know how badly I wanted to buy today. Will this prove to be a missed opportunity for me? It absolutely may. And I know a lot of you got out here and you wrote to me, and I did read the comments. You jumped in, Greg. I couldn't resist. And I get it. I mean, especially with this. I mean, this is epic, man. When there's blood in the water, when there's fear, when people get afraid of something, they always overreact. When people get afraid, they can't think straight. And that's something that we do need to take advantage of. So again, if you got in here today and bought, I would not hold that against you. I came within a breath of buying today. I'm building my tech position right now, and I think it's going to prove to be outstandingly profitable moving forward. My JEPQ position, and look, I'll see if I turn out to regret it or not. Either way, I'm long the market. You all know that. Looking to get longer, absolutely here. The MMRI is still in a screaming downtrend, and that's the key, is risk. When we see the spike, we're going to continue to buy, obviously. I'm holding my fire until the announcement. You know why. I'm not going to cover it again. But as long as that, it's not going to stop. If we realize what's going to happen, currency devaluation, presidential selectees promising lower rates, a weaker dollar. What do you think this means? Does this mean we're going to get a market crash anytime soon? It can't happen. And then you got the plunge protection team. There's an outlier here with this Russian thing here with tactical nukes. I believe that if a tactical nuke were to go off, oh boy, that would be bad. We would have to think. But again, we're hedged here. I wouldn't worry. Helen, thank you so much, and thanks for being you. All of you out here, thanks for being you. Yeah, it is an event-driven market in many ways here, Shannon. But we got to focus on what we know. What we know is going, not speculate about. Okay, yes, we are all speculators. Yes, if you're in this market in any way, shape, or form, if you even are not in the market, in other words, if you're just someone who is transacting in central bank issued notes or going out working for those central bank issued notes, you're in the market anyway. Those central bank issued notes that you work for the privilege to borrow from the Fed because you don't own them. They're owed back to the issuing central bank plus interest that create out of nothing. You're in the market too. Okay. A lot of people say to me, hey, Greg, get out of the market while you're participating in their system. Well, you do the same thing. For those of you, when you get out of their system, when you don't work for a central bank issued note, wherever you live in this world, that's when I'll get out. Okay. Because you're doing the same thing as me and the rest of the people that are in this market too. You're in the market, whether you want to be or not. If you're out there transacting, swiping your credit cards, even using cash to transact, using central bank issued notes again to acquire goods and services, you're in the market. Here's a wake-up call for all of you. You get it? But I'm going to tell you this, people. Look, and I've been saying this like you don't even know lately. We haven't seen anything yet, and we're really in the end stage. The fact that central banks are bending against their own system, they have been since forever, more so than we've ever seen. The fact that we have investment banks, and not only themselves buying gold, hoarding gold, and I'd be willing to bet silver, platinum, palladium as well, telling their clients to do the same thing. They have to do that. They have to do that. A little bit of truth must be floated out. You know how this always works here? Truth. Going back to The Art of the Deal, Trump's book. Look, I'm not trying to promote Trump's book. A lot of you say, Greg, why are you promoting Trump's book? Like I'm getting something out of this here? No. I believe that if you read his book, The Art of the Deal, it will give you the mindset of how the system works, how it mixes truth with hyperbole and facts that may or may not actually be real, or let's say false truths here. Mitch, thanks again. It really shows you the mindset there of those that seek to rule over all of us here. But then if you're in the sales business, and there are people in sales that make extraordinary amounts of money in sales, you need to own that book. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying I think you need it. I don't make anything out of it. Trump probably makes a few dollars out of it, just like his $99 digital playing card NFTs here. I bet he's going to make millions off of that. Felix the Cat, thank you. The wonderful, wonderful cat. I love that show when I was a kid. I really, really did. Yeah, lies. Look at this, John. Lies are intertwined with truth. That's the way it is. And people, it's very difficult for people to discern one from the other. Why? They've been used to hearing the lies. It doesn't even hit them anymore. The lies that we've been told since the moment we take our first breath here. It's extraordinary. The mind shaping. It wasn't like this years and years and years ago. And I'm talking decades here. And people would be offended and actually up in arms when things hit them the wrong way. When people would be told by lies by, let's see, for example, a political figure, so they would get called out. The media was answerable to the people. Now, no, there's nothing anymore. It's all a propaganda ministry to keep people divided. People can't speak up. And then they can't tell the truth either. And that's really out of the field. You guys are awesome. Art of War. Alan, absolutely read that book. I got that book here on my bookshelf as well. Sorry, I'm having this really itchy nose issue. What does that mean when your nose is itchy? It means something, I think. Art of the Meal. That's good too. Yeah, I bet you'd make a lot of money doing that. Anyway. People. So pretty much that's where we're at. Honestly, we got this now. We're seeing the death of not just the dollar, of the entire system. Central bank issued notes. They're bringing us to our knees, people. And I don't know what really the triggering event is going to be, but I don't believe it's going to be until after the selection. I really don't believe. I know many of you think I am wrong on that. Greg, you're wrong. Blah, blah. I get it. You are absolutely entitled to your opinion on these things. Okay. I just don't see it. Okay. The market, when people see their investments going up and up and up and up and up, they forget about everything else. When they're paper rich, they actually feel like they are rich, and they're not. It's not. These are not realized. They're not. It's not real until you pull it out and then again put it into something else. You can't sit there in a dying asset, and I'm talking about either the dollar or the euro or any other central bank. They're all dying by design here, and think you're rich by having a lot of these. I've already told you. People like myself, people who have a few dollars, okay? You don't have a lot of this stuff around. You're putting it to work. You're putting it in assets. You own things. You understand? It's not that you want to sit in the dollar. I already told you, I hate cash. Anyone who's sitting in cash positions for a long period of time, and yes, I am sitting in a cash position right now as I am waiting to put that cash to work in the market, try to make it work for me instead of against me. It's a dying asset. You can't be in a lot of cash. Period. Alan, I bought a Trump Bible, and I took a lot of heat for that. I took a lot of heat for that. I got called up by a lot of evangelical people who believe that the Bible should stand alone. It shouldn't. The Trump Bible has other things in it besides the Constitution's in it, the song is in it, and they feel like this is an abomination. And I took a lot of heat by evangelical people about that. I just wanted it. All right. Is it abomination that it's set up like that? The Bible, that's up to you to believe. Okay. I believe the Bible is a sacred book, and I could understand the perspective on having the Bible combined with it should stand alone. And in retrospect, I believe that. At the time I wanted it, I felt like it was something I wanted. Sitting over there. Anyway, look, that's just the whole thing. Liam, thank you. Everyone's entitled to their opinion on anything here. You understand? But that's just kind of the way it is here. All right, people. I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover here. Manufacturing falling off of a cliff, factory activity non-existent anymore. No surprise to you if you followed this blog. Chris, thank you as well. We all know where this is going. Construction spending falling 300% more than it was predicted to fall. I mean, that's outrageous in my view. Goldman Sachs, the super bank of super banks. Pretty much JP Morgan actually is the super bank of super banks. Goldman Sachs probably second. Telling their clients to buy gold while they hoard gold as well. And this thing from Tom Lee is very interesting. I want to see if he's right. Tom, I do hope you're right. I would love to see this market fall 7 to 10% because the setup would be insane. Okay. The market can't just go straight up. It has to have pullbacks. It has to have corrections. You all know that. If we understand that we're moving into a new phase here, Chris, thank you. Of money, currency, it's not money, of currency devaluation, of artificially suppressed rates, the promises by Trump and Kamala. And, I'll tell you something. The more I think about it, the more it bothers me that they're both on the same page here with regard to cryptocurrency. And Trump's big thing, how he wanted to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, part of that, I would assume, is his new digital cards here with his lightning bolt crypto. I don't like it. That's my thing on no mention of making the United States the constitutional money capital of the world. No. Let's make the United States the crypto capital of the world. Hits me the wrong way. It should probably hit you the wrong way too. But if you're a diehard Trump supporter, you do not have the guts to admit it. But that's okay. One day you'll grow a set of balls. Until that time, you're going to remain a little sheep. Anyway, people, look, I'm going to end this right now, but I want to thank all of you for being here. You're awesome. Miss, thanks again, bro. Anyway, that's it. All right. So thanks for being here. Thanks for your support, your love, those thumbs up. We gotta do something about that. People, come on, man. This is where you come in. I come out here and I talk about this stuff. You want people to hear this stuff, share the video. And that means, obviously, you got to give it a thumbs up so the algorithms pick it up as well. So I really hope that you do that. All right. This is our thing. All right. We lions, we are lions. We look out for each other. Always. We got each other's backs. Always. You understand? I think we're there. All right. Love you a lot, people. I'll see all of you in the morning. As usual, same bat time, same bat channel. Remember that? I was a huge Batman fan. I really was. When I was a kid, you couldn't get me away from the freaking TV. I'm out here, everyone. Love you a lot. Thank you. That's all.